You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome to Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, the business show, live here on Business Talk Radio, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. I am your host and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. I'm a certified life and career coach, also yoga and meditation. My specialty is helping people become a better you. Go ahead and book your session today at rappingwithdrjacalyn.com. Today, my co-host is the legendary Ralph Graves Jr. I see you laughing backstage, my friend. Hello and welcome.
Dr. Jacalyn, I'm so excited to be here. The legendary, huh? Well, I'm just excited that you would have me come and be part of the show and co-host here on Business Talk Radio. You have a phenomenal platform, and you're everywhere. You're Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn, you name it.
Instagram today. Hello.
Instagram, backstage on Instagram, and good to be here. Let's have a great show. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you, Ralph. And I have to really give you credit because you're the one who showed me about how to live stream. So that seems like so long ago, doesn't it? But it was really, I think it was in August.
It's August, but it just goes to show, we're not in this by ourselves. We need each other. We are a community.
Absolutely,
and,
absolutely.
So if I got it, you got it,
So, Ralph, I know your background and all the things that you've accomplished, but our audience may be new to you. I do have an image of your book, Unstoppable.
Yeah.
So we're here with Ralph Graves Jr., the author of Unstoppable: 7 Universal Laws That Will Transform How You Pursue and Achieve Success.
Yeah, that's me.
And you're also a senior pastor. You're a former police officer.
Yeah.
And you are definitely somebody who's all over Instagram and Facebook. So give us a little bit of your background, if you would.
Well, I've been a police. I was a police officer for 20 years. So that was exciting. I retired with many awards, so that was fun. I often say I was way too young. They shouldn't have gave a 21-year-old a gun and had him run around the streets, but they did. But I was able to really do some great things there. I've been married. It'll be 30 years in March. You're right. I am a senior pastor of Cornerstone Community Church in Millville, New Jersey. I'm a podcaster. I'm an author. We wrote Unstoppable, just 7 universal laws that'll change the way you pursue and achieve success. Just some universal laws I saw in play while I was working as a police officer that I got a chance to meet millionaires with 8th grade educations. And, there were just certain laws that they really put in place and really kind of, hey, if you live by these, life will be good to you. So, I'm a father, a grandfather, speaker, teacher. And so I'm just excited to be here. That's who I am. Influencer, I guess. Just excited to be here.
That is amazing, Ralph. You have so many accomplishments. And again, thank you for being on Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. We are here on Business Talk Radio and social media. And our business show is one of my favorites because we get to talk to other business professionals in all different fields. Today, we have with us somebody that we both know who is phenomenal. We have Mr. Alex Kaplan, who is the co-founder and CEO of Substance. Let's bring him on. Hello, Alex. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Jacalyn. Hi, Ralph. Good
to
Alex,
see you. How are you?
It's great
to
see
Great
you.
jacket.
Well, you know what? In this day and age of virtual, I'm glad you like the jacket because I have on shorts and slippers.
I was going to ask, you got pants or no?
No, shorts. It's slippers.
That's great. I love it. I love it.
Oh, Jacalyn, you put yourself on mute.
Yes, I was saying hello to the Instagram audience that
cool.
they're watching live, Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn behind the green screen. They get to see from the other perspective.
That's right.
You can hop over to Facebook or LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, Dr. Jacalyn, and you can join us. So, gentlemen, we are on the business show, and Alex, you are a businessman. You also have an incredible story, and I was wondering if you would share part of that with our audience today.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, everybody. So I'm Alex Kaplan. I'm the co-founding CEO of Substance. We're an innovative nonprofit working to overcome the shame, blame, and stigma surrounding addiction and other isolating struggles in a highly innovative and whole new way. We make premium, entertaining short films about addiction. So what we're doing is we're taking movies you really enjoy watching, short, bite-sized, premium, high-quality romantic comedies to thrillers and everything in between, to turning immersive cinema into an approachable tool for behavioral change. These are resources and films. We have a collection of films already. We're going to be building more, but they are free on our website at ofsubstance.org. These are tools to help you get through the day, remind you that you're not alone, you're not crazy, and others get it if you can't make it to a meeting. It's a tool to help you show your mom the thing that's hardest to say. If you struggle with addiction or you struggle with something else that's just isolating, and we all do. These are tools. We're building curriculums and programs to go into education, into treatment, into training, where we're building the next generation of entertainment, where entertainment meets impact and growth. So yeah, check us out. We'd love to hear from you. We are a nonprofit. We're always looking for new partners, new friends, people to work with, people who are interested in filmmaking, people who are interested in nonprofits and making an impact. And we're always looking for a little bit of support financially. So if anybody is interested in joining our team and cause and our family, we're looking for you to contribute in whatever way, be it actively or with your wallets. It means the world to us. Somebody said something the other day to me, every time we open our wallets, we're casting a vote for the world we want to live in. Wow. And I can't stop thinking about that. You know, there are so many companies out there, and it's so important to us nowadays to support those companies that are doing things in a better way. And so I think it's important that we're all more intentional with who we're supporting as we purchase things these days. And so, yeah, that popped in my head, and I've been saying it as much as I can to get it in everybody else's head.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. That was great, Alex. Thank you for sharing all of that. I was updating the Instagram folks to let them know what you were chatting about. So, Ralph, when you hear Alex's story, you know, as a senior pastor, you've been helping people through your whole career. And Alex, you have you've followed an incredible journey, and now you're actually helping back. That's why I thought it'd be so neat to have you two connected today, because at your core, that's what you're all about, helping other people.
Yeah, no doubt. And I really love what Alex said at the on start. So many people are maybe ashamed that they came out of a background where they struggled with addiction or substance abuse. You know, and they'll look at it as a mark of shame or something like that. No, we all go through something. We all go through something. The key word is through. That's the word we need to concentrate on. Through.
Like that, through.
That's the key word, through. And too often, whether it's substance abuse or something else, a lot of us that come out of something or come through something, we hold that to ourselves instead of sharing that story that might help somebody who's still in the middle of what we have come through. And we have to understand our stories are powerful, and the platform that Of Substance has, and I've watched a few of those movies, you know, they're powerful. And they really help me understand people that have struggled with substance abuse. I don't know. I've never struggled with it. But watching those films allows me to see how they dealt with it. How can I help them? What do they need from me? They don't need me to look down at them. They don't need me to look at them with pity. What do they need from me to help them heal. And so I think Alex is doing a great job, man.
Yay. He definitely is. And, Alex, we have 2 of your films today that we can share. So I don't know how you feel about that, since I didn't discuss it with you before, but we definitely can share Trapped and Band-Aids if you would like.
Sure. I think Band-Aids is always the best go-to but we've shared it on a couple of shows already. So maybe Trapped makes sense to share. Yes. But if I may, real quick, Ralph, you were really nailing it, and that's the thing about what we're doing is movies. We watch movies and we're able to connect with strangers in their worlds on an emotional level and develop empathy and compassion toward people very different from ourselves, or who we see as very different from ourselves.
Right.
But that's the magic of quality immersive cinema. That's just beyond any other form of storytelling. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to take that most powerful tool and reimagine it, restructure it, and change the way we create and distribute it so that it can be more intentional in an effective, efficient, and powerful way. For behavioral change, for personal transformation, and for social impact. I wrote this the other day. So we're built on the notion that addiction is a disease of loneliness and isolation, and the belief that if you can improve someone's sense of belonging, you can improve their mindset. So really, we're not in the business of creating film. We're in the business of creating community, opportunities for people to connect and feel connected and feel seen. And so our films, isolation, shame are not unique to addiction. We all struggle with something that makes us feel shame and isolation, right? Exactly. And so that's what our films do. Our films don't focus on addiction. In our films, addiction just happens to be the circumstance. Our films focus on our characters' universally relatable experience, emotional experience, and human journey, dealing with shame, the isolation it begets, and then connection. So this is what I wrote the other day, that finally, it's 3 years I'm working on this idea, and I say the same things 7 different ways each day, and I think I finally got it. So we use the universally shared experience of shame and isolation to reframe the circumstances of each other's struggles so that we can emotionally connect and relate, allowing us to develop deeper empathy, more compassionate perspectives, and overcome stigma. That's what we do. We're reframing each other's circumstances through that universally relatable experience of human emotion.
That's right.
That really does sum it up. We have to take a commercial break, and I love this conversation that we're having. I want to let people know that they can call in. We're taking live phone calls. So if you have a phone, you can pick it up and call us. The number to call is 609-961-1699. And I'll just run that banner again, 609-961-1699. This is the actual phone hooked up to a third computer over here that will enable me to answer the phone calls. So you've got all the behind the scenes information. So we're going to take a break right now, and we're going to hear from our sponsors, and we're going to hear from Mr. Ralph Graves first, the Reverend. Here we go.
Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I'm the host of the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, and I want to invite you to pick up my book, Unstoppable. I wrote a book called Unstoppable. It's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. The one thing that my 20 years of law enforcement has taught me is that no matter who you are, we are all governed by universal laws, like gravity. But in this book, we're going to talk about laws like the law of forgiveness, laws like the law of control, the law of intelligent practice, the law of expectancy. I was able to see how those, no matter what their background was, those who identified and treated these laws with respect, they were able to go on and lead successful lives. So pick up this book, and you can go ahead and pick it up at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, RalphGravesJr.com, where anywhere where fine books are sold. Thank you.
There are 7.7 billion people on Earth today. 40% of these people are under the age of 25. Young adults are the most fertile mission field in the world today. In Scripture, we see Jesus pouring his life into 12 young adults who he equipped to change the world and all of history. Like Jesus, we believe that the best approach to reach the world with the gospel is to invest in young, emerging leaders and equip them to build disciple-making movements. Concentric is the notion of surrounding and sharing a common center. Our center is the model and strategy of Jesus for both leadership development and ministry formation. As a global alliance, we provide equipping in biblical leadership based on Jesus' example in the New Testament. Jesus modeled for us how to make disciples that reproduce. Focusing on leadership development is key to creating movements that spread the gospel and Jesus' disciple-making strategy to young leaders around the globe. Our Ministry Alliance partners are actively equipping leaders and building movements of multiplication that reproduce the life of Christ. Join us today to equip young leaders with Jesus' strategy that will change cities and nations.
The session that we had with BCAT was really entertaining and enlightening. We were able to put together some very specific steps that we as individuals can take, and it was really fun to all come together and see sort of where we're going as a team and how we can all get there together.
We had a tremendous experience with the BCAP partners. One of the challenges that we have as an organization is to make sure that we have the right people in the right chairs doing the right thing. To do that well, you have to have synergy. You can try to dream up ways to make sure that your group does that, or you can rely on experts. We would recommend BCAP partners to anybody who's looking to take their organization to the next level.
Academy Sedan and Limo is a full-service transportation company serving the Philadelphia metropolitan area with full knowledge of the New York City, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. areas. We pride ourselves on being the most dependable, conscientious company in the industry. Our always on-time service and dependable pricing make us the company to call for any event or occasion. Our vehicles can accommodate any size party for any occasion. Our vehicles range from four-door sedans to SUVs to minivans to limo buses to full-size tour buses and can accommodate groups of 2 to 100. We offer airport shuttle service or over-the-road service without limitation regarding mileage or time, and no drive is too long or too far. So if you find yourself in need of transportation of any type with any vehicle, give us a call at 610-842-4564 and let us show you what a real transportation company can do for you.
Use code ACADEMY2020 to receive 20% off your first 3 rides, including parking and tolls.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hello and welcome back to Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, live on Business Talk Radio and social media. My co-host today is Ralph Graves Jr. and our guest is Alex Kaplan. He is the co-founder and CEO of Substance.org. So where were we before we left for the break? We were talking about your short films.
Yeah. We were talking about how we reframe others' circumstances so that we can identify through the emotional experience of them. Well, that was a lot shorter.
Yeah. I love it. You summed it up like that. That was terrific.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Alex, do you want to tee up the clip? You want me to play Trapped? Yes?
Yeah. Why don't we do Trapped?
Trapped. Tell us what we'll be watching.
Sure, everybody. This is a 3.5-minute short film. This is one of our flagship pieces that really gives you a sense of the different type of content that we're creating, where it's immersive and it gives you a sense of identity and recognition of things that you may have experienced when you feel a little bit trapped, but also how you might relate to others who you never thought you might relate to. So This is Trapped.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry. I gotta get back to the office. I'm already late.
I was
thinking about stopping home tomorrow.
Yes? Oh, Mom and Dad would love to see you. They won't believe it. In a good way.
No, I know. I got it. Don't worry.
But this was great. It's so good to see you, Ames. You look great. You sound great. I can't even begin to tell you.
I know. Thanks, Matt.
Amy, I'm so proud of you. How far you've come. I can't even imagine how hard it must have. Ah, you look so good. Can we do this again, ASAP?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Get out of here.
All right, okay. Bye. Let's chat this week.
Yes,
and we'll
go.
set something. Okay.
Go.
All right. Bye.
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 Can I take this?
Yeah, totally.
Spare the twisted if you spare the no one. Spare the wine. Spare the wicked. Spare the blind. Spare the blind. Appetites are backwards, you better change course fast. A quick dry wash keeps a clean glass, where a holy rolling ocean needs a solid sail. Spare the twisted if you spare the same. Spare the spare the aim. Spare the whiskey if you're sparing the wine. Spare the wicked. Spare the blind. Spare the twisted if you spare the same. Spare the wicked. Spare the blind.
Wow. Very powerful.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that piece is so when we first started Of Substance, it was just like, we need to make some content that is a proof of concept. Like, why is our work going to be different from others? And so we just started writing some scripts, and this was one of the first things that came to my mind. And it was just a 2-page script, and I am driving with my mom in Center City, Philly, and I just like I pull it up on my phone, and I'm just like, Mom, take a look at this. Tell me if like this makes any sense to you. She reads it really quickly, and she just says, "Whoa, is that really what it's like for you?" I'm like, yeah, that's what it's like for me. And we continue to cry for the next 20 minutes. It was the first time she felt what it was like for me. Like when I fall off the wagon, or when I feel stuck with when I'm not managing my sobriety well. And that was just a 2-page script. That's before we even shot the thing. So like that's the power of this, right? It's not just about like personal support. It's not just about education. It's not about treatment. It's also just this bridge of communication that will help us all like just take a step back and put ourselves in each other's shoes for just a minute. So we might rethink the way we judge each other and our situations. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it.
It's so well produced, and the acting is great. How long did it take to make that?
Took a day to shoot, and I had a really wonderful editor on it. He's super talented. So like honestly, altogether, probably like 4 days of editing. That whole thing together probably took a full week, 10 days to make the whole thing beginning to end, with like script writing, editing, creative development, pre-production, production, post-production, and that's it.
Wow.
But that's the magic of like what we're doing. Short film is highly economical. It's the best product that has no market. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to create that market for it. We're trying to give it a space to be as wonderful as it could be. Because right now, people make short films as calling cards. It costs a lot of money. There's no ROI. You don't sell them anywhere. It's the most expensive business card that like filmmakers make. And it's just like, there's no place to put it. And there's a single story is powerful, but a collection of stories has a potential for progressive growth, right? Like if we make a huge collection that's ongoing, constantly telling more perspectives, there's not an infinite number of things to say on one topic, but there is certainly an infinite number of perspectives and viewpoints when you look across the diversity of humanity. And so the more we do that, the more we give people a chance to discover themselves through the healing power of sharing their own story, connect with others in sharing their story and hearing the stories of others, and also coming together on set. It's just as important the way we create these as it is where we put these in the end. We bring people together on set. The people who tell their stories, audience members submit their stories after being inspired by one of our films, and inspire our next short film, and we invite them to come to set with their families and their friends as we bring film professionals together with them, all on set together to build this community, to connect, to make something they actually really like to make. Take a day, be of service, and know that the thing you're making is going to have scalable impact on people as a tool in the future. So that's what we're doing. It's a big idea.
Exciting.
Thanks.
It's really exciting. It's time for us to take another break. So stay with us here on Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, the business show with our special co-host, Ralph Graves Jr., and our guest, Alex Kaplan, co-founder and CEO of Substance.org. We'll be right back.
Networking sucks and people suck at it, but nothing gives me more life than walking around and talking to people in an audience and really being able to identify, okay, I see where you're having trouble, let's work on fixing it. How do you help them? How do you provide value? My goal is to give them those tools to be able to go out and tackle that fear. Anywhere there's coffee is where I'll be. So I bring candy a lot to my speaking engagements. Like, of course that makes sense. I'm a little unconventional.
Ashley was very knowledgeable.
Very entertaining.
I learned a few new things, and to me that's the key.
What do you want them to say? How do you want to be perceived? You're going to get the most direct, tactical tips and practical takeaways when it comes to networking. These two here are super important. You will remember once the conversation starts.
I love the tips that she gave out. I hate networking with a passion, so I feel like I can go through a meeting or event and not feel so uncomfortable.
When you're going to a presentation, you want to be educated. You also want to be entertained.
She was really fun and really personable, and everything she was saying was just very relatable.
She's got a lot of great ideas.
That will make you stand out so fast.
She comes across as someone that likes what they do and just doesn't try to sell you something.
Activity breeds results. If you're not doing anything, you're not going anywhere.
Just made me want to start networking, which I never thought I'd say before.
A networking strategy that works for you.
My stomach issues make me want to stay home, but that's not an option. No matter how prepared I am, I still feel nervous. Enough is enough.
If this sounds familiar, the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation can offer you support and connect you with a specialist.
Don't keep your symptoms to yourself. Get help at spillyourguts.org today.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hi, welcome back to Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, the business talk show live here on Business Talk Radio and social media. I want to say hello to Jeanette Derdarian, to Mary Baker, also to Susan Smith. And we really appreciate your comments and watching. So we're here today with Ralph Graves Jr. and Alex Kaplan. Great to see you guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. So, Alex, I wanted to talk about what it takes to start a business like yours. What has that journey been like? When did you start? And where are you in your process of where you want to be?
Thanks, Jacalyn. I think that the first thing it takes is sadomasochist. It's a crazy move, but it's a blast. What it takes is commitment, just like faith and belief in what you're doing and what you want to build, and honestly, in just a vision, right? Like it's so much less practical to me than it is about the intangible. Than it is about like understanding the world you want to create and really believing that it's worth working toward. And so, I mean, yeah, sure. I'm making a nonprofit. we measure our success not by dollars, but by impact. So like, it's easier for me to say that. But I think for any entrepreneur, it's just like, what are you trying to do? What is the problem, and what are you trying to help what's the issue you're trying to solve, and what are you trying to help your audience with? And so it's something that you need to believe in at your core, that this is really worth it, because building anything is tricky, but it's also fun. It is a lot of fun. Where we are is we're 3 years into just having this harebrained idea. My co-founder Brian and I, we were just two guys making a film, and it was on set of making our very first film that we found out we both struggle with addiction, and we were both falling off the wagon together at the same time. So we'd go out drinking together, knowing that it was wrong, and we'd talk about the ironic, authentic humor of the situation. We were just like, this is real, but it's also a different perspective on what we deal with and what the struggle is like. That would make a funny short film. And we started to build from there. And we were just like, oh, wait, what we have to remember every day is that we believe in this because this is something that we would have wanted for ourselves. This is something we believe can change the world and really make an impact. So it's worth taking that risk, For me, it's there are just those things I've picked up along the way over the past 3 years of getting over fear of failure, changing your relationship to struggle. A lot of the things I learned in getting sober was just like, it's not about not falling, it's about learning to get up and pick yourself up better and better each time. Because as you're making something that's never existed before, the more you hold on to other people's methodologies, the less you're going to create something new. And so if you want to just create another McDonald's, then there's an infrastructure for that. There's an instruction manual for that. But if you're trying to create something that's never existed before, you need to get better and better at knowing that you're inventing this the whole way there. And it is terrifying. And people will tell you, do it this way, do it that way. It works this way, it works that way. But the more you listen to people who tell you how it is, the less likely you are to create what you actually want to create, which is something that nobody's created before. That's been one of the trickiest things for me, is really becoming Kevlar, right? And understanding that both praise and criticism are the same thing. There's somebody that they're just information that you need to decide to either take or put aside, because you're the person doing this and you have to have faith in yourself and your own opinions. And that's been really tricky. But where we are now is something pretty incredible. We have this harebrained idea that's just like, we make some films. It's about bringing people together to make them and then using them to put them into the right markets, from like schools to fraternities and sororities to treatment centers and hospitals and corporations, while also building a platform where all of these short films will go as an on-demand accessible tool for people who need them in a pinch. And so understanding a new market that has never really existed with a tool that has never really existed and finding a way to make it work has just been a lot of trial and error. And it's been a lot of faith in a belief that that the right people are out there. You will find your tribe. We're building this on a lot of faith. And one of those pieces of faith is that I don't know if anybody else can identify with this, but I believe in my journey of getting sober, that once you overcome a particular struggle, you have this innate need, this inherent desire and drive to pay it forward and to help. And so that's what Of Substance is built on, is this belief that the more we shout it from the rooftops, the more we talk about it, the more people will be inspired to come and join the team, join our family, and get involved and build something for both ourselves and for others. What I've learned along the way is business is like anything in life. It's about relationships and possibilities. We're building our prospectus right now. which is exciting and tricky. It's important to understand the inner workings of your business, how you'll make money and how it'll be spent. But that's just a little piece of it. Really, when we sell people on what we're doing and the potential of it, we're not selling people on the numbers and how much it'll make. The dream is what we're selling people on. And that's what's so exciting.
Alex, so many fantastic points that you brought up. First of all, the reference to Kevlar. I love that. I love the fact that you brought to light, the three of us all have platforms, right? We're all out there trying to help other people, and it's not easy. And everybody has something to say. Everybody thinks that they know what's best, right? And it's a matter of following your intuition, I think, and then looking at what people ahead of us have done and asking them for coaching and direction. Ralph, what do you think about that?
I think it's awesome. I mean, I really kind of keyed on what you said about our innate desire really to help others as we go through things. I had once read, or someone said, I heard someone say that the quickest way to get out of your own funk or your own depression or your own struggles is to help others. And as you're helping others, it begins to draw you out of that thing that has you down, And so I just think what you're doing is phenomenal, man. I'm just the movie shorts, the film shorts are just powerful, and they're helpful to everybody. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you too so much.
Yeah.
So
but it's
true.
fun. I think the other thing is just remember to have fun, right? This is like anything in life. It's just like we get so serious about everything in life, but especially we get serious about our businesses, and we get so serious about how particular it needs to be and how other people come in and how important it is. And it's just like anything in life. I was talking to my cinematographer who shot most of our films in the middle of COVID. He's back in Philly. I've moved to LA since February. And we were talking, and he's considering hanging up his camera, just like saying goodbye to cinematography. And I was like, cool, man, if that's what you want to do. He's like, but I think about it and I'm like, I put a lot of money in. I put a lot of time. I lost a lot of relationships. I missed a lot of life experiences, births, marriages, weddings, and deaths and things. Like, did I do enough yet to justify everything I put in and my investment? And I was like, Matt, honestly, at the end of the day, when we're 96, hopefully 96 on our deathbed, the question we ask ourselves is not, did I come in third or fourth or fifth or seventh or first? Like, life is an infinite game. It's not finite. And I think the question we hope to ask ourselves is, did I realize early enough to intentionally choose to be happy in as many moments as possible? And that's the old adage of it's about the journey, not the destination. But that's what it's about. It's about enjoying writing the frickin' prospectus. It's enjoying like the pain and the struggle of just like, why am I not there yet? It's not about where you're not yet. It's about enjoying the fact that you're here. And I'm writing this GD prospectus that's killing me. But it's fun. Like it's not that that's going to go away, and it's not that the work is going to change. It's your perspective and your relationship to it. And that's like anything in life. So to anybody listening out there who's got a business, who is at any level and any point on that path of creating something, remember to enjoy it. You're here, and it's not, if this is what you want to be doing, it's not about the destination. It's about this moment right now, and remembering that this is what you want to be doing, and this is actually supposed to be fun.
And I like how you talked about it's about the dream. So one thing, we have to take a break, but one thing when we come back that I think is really important to talk about is that when you start your own business, you start a platform, there's no money coming in initially, right? Then it comes in slowly, dribs and drabs, and it's kind of like, when's the big payoff coming? So let's talk about that after our break. Sound good?
Yeah. Sounds great.
Okay, perfect. We'll be right back here on Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, the business talk show.
All right.
Meet the modern learner. Like most of us, the modern learner is short on time, on the go, and wants to learn on their terms and device of choice. The key is to meet them whenever and wherever they may be. The solution? Best-in-class content served up by the Engagement mobile learning platform, where the modern learner is at the center of the learning experience. For example, they can receive a text message that alerts them to a new learning module. They simply tap, watch, read and engage, or play a fun learning game. We transform your content into modules that are timely, accurate, academically rigorous, yet engaging and robust. Personality motivators are blended with modern adult learning principles to make it faster and more natural to absorb the content and have fun while learning. Our cutting-edge platform offers something for everyone. It can be an immersive experience where learners explore and engage based on what's relevant to them in that moment, or they can follow a set curriculum, earning badges and tracking points toward a credit or goal, or they can dive deeper into high-value professional content relating to their topic of interest. It's binge learning at its best. All this, along with an entire portfolio of real-time usable data and KPIs for stakeholders. Imagine, share up-to-the-minute news, enhance current curriculum, build knowledge banks, drive sales, and foster community in the push of a button. To learn more or see a demo, please contact support@engagement.com.
Hi, my name is Zane Carson Caruth, and I'm the author of this book, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever.
Reading is magic. Studies have shown that reading to your children lays the foundation for greater success in life. Reading helps develop language and vocabulary skills. It helps improve memory, and it encourages curiosity and inspires creativity. The benefits are immeasurable, and as a parent, you'll benefit too. In only 10 or 15 minutes a day, you'll be creating more memories and a bonding experience that will last for years to come. So take time to read to your children. Read them books about things that engage and interest them. Tales of fairies and magic fascinate children, and as everyone knows, the Tooth Fairy is at the top of the list. If your child loves magic, wands, adventure, and what child doesn't, you'll love reading them books from the trademarked series, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever. Follow along as Abella, the world's first tooth fairy, accidentally starts the tooth fairy tradition. Learn the tricks of being a professional tooth fairy in the book, Abella Starts a Tooth Fairy School. Your child's imagination will soar as you read the adventures of Abella and her magic wand. These wonderful books are available at worldsfirsttoothfairy.com and at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Time is just flying by here, isn't it? On the
Yes, it
business
is.
show?
It is.
I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So we're back here on Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, the business show on Business Talk Radio and social media. We're here with my co-host Ralph Graves Jr. and our guest Alex Kaplan. Let's talk about the whole money issue. So you start a business, maybe you left one thing, you left a career, you left another business. When does the money start coming in, Ralph?
I'll let you know.
How long before your wife leaves you? Is the question I have.
Yeah.
How
long
until your savings are zero? You know, it's
it's tricky, right? It's so that's the thing, and this has been there's been contention with my spouse because it's crazy, it's scary, and it's something that you do on your own, and I actually talked to Katie last night about it at dinner. I told her it's nuts. For the first time, I'm not worried about money and I haven't started raising it yet because things have started to come to fruition. Like things are really starting to come together. I'm understanding, like I see everything. I now have everything that I would, if somebody showed me, I would give them money, like, and that's what's so tricky. But something I've been told so many times along the way is move before you're ready, right? Is just like, you're ready now. You don't need all of these things that people tell you you need in order to start a business, which is it's counterintuitive, and it's the scarier thing. And it's been really hard for me to let go of, like this idea of, the perfect marketing materials, the perfect communication materials, the perfect deck and the perfect prospectus and all that. It's just like, these are tools to help you, but really they're not necessarily everything you need. And so but now, because I feel like I have these things, here I go, ready to take these bigger meetings to start to bring in this bigger money. Right. And I haven't started taking those meetings yet, and I haven't started asking. I just have faith that it's about to start coming in, which is not practical. And I know that that's not practical, but just like everything else we're doing, there's just a lot of feeling and faith involved.
Well, let me say this, and I'm glad you realize that's not practical, good brother. when I walk into any store to purchase anything, there's the price. And I think a lot of times that we kind of, and this is a mistake that we cannot make. And I had to learn, and now really starting to really experience some success, and really talking to some folks who've gone ahead of me. People are not purchasing us. It has nothing to do with what you feel about me, but the value of what we bring to the platform, to the arena, and never shy away. And I know this is business talk radio, so I'm just going to talk business a little bit. If Dr. Jacalyn don't mind.
No, please go ahead.
Don't shy away. Your pricing, I have a training program out that we're doing the Gulfstream way. I'd first come out and I was offering it much lower than what the value was really worth. People pay for the value. And what we find is this, that I'm really not going to work. I'm really not going to appreciate. I'm really not going to get everything out of it if it doesn't cost me something. Anything that was free to me, I didn't respect. Anything that was of lower value to me, I really didn't respect. I treated it as such, but something I paid for. I have a friend of mine, and I said, I don't understand why you buy a pair of $200 sunglasses. I said, why don't you just buy the $10 pair? He said, because I'll lose the $10 pair. But the $200 pair, I will not ever lose. I will take care of. I will clean. I will handle it like it's $200. And so when it comes to what we offer, and when it comes to what we're offering the world and what we are selling, it is value. Believe in your product. Be consistent. And if you're consistent, if you keep showing up on platforms, and if you're giving people things of you're producing valuable things, people pay for it. People pay for it. I have never gone to, I tease people. I said, listen, you can't go to the Maserati dealer and tell them all you have is Chevy money. They're going to tell you to go back down to Chevy. When you get Maserati money, you can come up here and buy Maserati.
I love that.
So we can't be, don't shy away from the effort, the time, the value that you are bringing your audience, the value that you're bringing your platform. There are people out there that appreciate it. There are people out there that really, it's going to be a non-issue. It's going, that money part of what you're selling it for is not really a non-issue. I want the value of what Alex is bringing. I want the value of what Dr. Jacalyn's bringing. I want the value of what Ralph Graves is bringing. And that's just the way I feel. That's really helped me break through. That really helped me kind of break that ceiling and break that thought. Just looking at it at a real practical level. I mean, I look at everything from I'm a sports guy. Nike could care less what Puma is doing. They're not dropping their prices because Puma is doing something. They don't even care. They'll tell you to just go buy Pumas. But if you want Nikes, you come get this is what you have to pay. And so we have to have that mindset of what I am bringing. This is the value of what I'm bringing to your corporation, what I'm bringing to your training. This is the value. This is it, and you can't shy away from it. And don't you dare lower it. Don't you dare. Low. It's finding your audience. I so desperately, Dr. Jacalyn and Alex, I so desperately, a couple weeks ago, I wanted to lower the price to my training program, in my heart. And then, a couple of my managers and people around me said, no. Your audience that will purchase this, they're out there and they're fine with this.
So I want to share, I really appreciate both perspectives, and I totally agree with you. It is difficult to figure out where the pricing model should be. So I'm taking this business course, and each week there's a case study and there's a coach, or last week there was a plastic surgeon, people that went through really hard times and now they've made it. And so this one woman, I was very interested in learning more about her course, and maybe I would hire her. So I went to her website to learn that she charges $125,000 for her coaching. So that's once a week, it's $125,000. Now, if you want to speak with her for a shorter time, 2.5 hours is $6,000. And so I thought to myself, what was I feeling as I was reading this information? I thought, wow, she's got to be really good. I mean, she's got to be like the best coach on the face of the earth. Or she just has incredible confidence and maybe just needs one person to sign up for the $125,000. But she's put it out there.
Yeah, you got to put it out there. This is a big, wide world. You have to put it out there. Somebody's going to pay her. 2 people are going to pay her. 3 people are going to pay her.
Guess what? During the pandemic, I think it was September and October, she offered workshops. And I think she said, I might have the numbers wrong, but I think she said she had 50 people come and to each of them. So it's like 200 people. And she made $400 and some thousand during the pandemic.
And I'm not mad at her.
No, I'm not. I'm happy for her. But that's what I'm saying. Like if you don't value your worth,
right?
Who else is going to?
No one.
Yeah.
No one.
It's tricky. It's very tricky. Like we're in an interesting position because first, our strategy is to build a self-sustaining nonprofit with internal revenue streams through our curriculums and programming with our films for education and treatment and training. But to get that seed money as a nonprofit, it's donations, right? And so it's where are you going? What are you doing? So up front, it's still, to your point, it is about showing up with value. What is your value proposition? What is it that I'm investing in? What's the ROI? For a nonprofit, that ROI is not necessarily as monetarily broken down as it is through impact. But still, if I say like, hey, we're doing this many screenings with this many people over this much time, we need this much money, then you're looking at an ROI of $125 a head for each audience member who's going to be impacted and leave one of our screenings or our talks or one of our workshops impacted. That's $125 for an entire world being affected. And so it's been really interesting to think about how a nonprofit has ROI differently from a for-profit company, while also just like the thing about Of Substance and the reason we want to be a nonprofit is to lower the cost barrier to treatment and to help. And that's we are built on this idea that, our system in this country regarding health is a bit tricky. And we believe that the best treatment is out of reach of the people who need it most. And so if we're still stuck in that same model, then we're not serving the people that we want to serve in the same way. However, I mean, it still comes back to what is the value, right? Where are people going to be able to pay for this to subsidize for the people who can't pay for this? And so that's been an interesting balance that we've been working to strike and that we haven't struck yet. And I think like even when we first roll out our first programming and our first cost model, we're gonna learn a lot and we're gonna change. And I think that that's another lesson in business is just like whatever you come up with now can shift, can change. Like, no, I don't think you should drop your prices. Absolutely not, right? Your value should be set and you should believe in your value. But it's also just like, the reason Netflix is so powerful is because they adapt all the time. They're constantly growing, and they have an internal system in the way that they operate and in the company that understands that things change. The company we are today is not the company we're going to be 5 years from now. And so I think holding on to that is a very important lesson, is being adaptable but always believing in where you're going and committing to your values. As long as you commit to your values, then they will steer the ways so that you're always working toward what you always wanted to work toward.
That's an excellent way to close out our show. We're actually over our time, but we could stay here all day because we have our own channel. So, but I know everyone has things to do. So I think we're going to have a part 2 of this discussion and have you both back. So
I'd love that.
Yeah,
I like
would be
that
wonderful.
too. That'd be great.
So I'm going to solo you, Alex, and just if you can give your contact information, I'll run your banner, but the best way to reach you and the value that you bring.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Please reach out to me. My email is alex@ubsubstance.org. Visit our website, check us out, subscribe, donate, let us know you're interested in volunteering. Watch our films at ubsubstance.org. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. And the value that we bring, we're working to transform the way we and each other feel toward ourselves and others in our lives and our belief in what's possible. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Alex. It was great having you here. We'll look forward to what you're up to next. Thanks, and I'll put you backstage and see you in just a minute.
Cool.
Oops. And Ralph Graves Jr., I'm going to spotlight you. Please tell us how we can contact you and the value that you bring.
Well, guys, you can contact me. You can contact me at ralphgravesjr.com. Right now, I'm launching the Gulfstream Way. The Gulfstream Way. It's my training and coaching program that'll grow you as a person, grow you as a leader, so you can make impact in your surrounding community. We launch it March the 1st. Go to ralphgravesjr.com/apply. And the team, you fill out the application. The team will get with you. Love to have you be a part of our first cohort. We're only allowing about 15 people in, so I'd love to have you in that. And but I'm on every social media platform there is. My podcast, you can find it on the Unstoppable podcast with Ralph Graves Jr. is on anywhere you listen to podcasts. Have some great guests on. I'd love to meet you through any of these. You can always email me at ralphgravesjr.com. Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn, for letting me be your co-host today.
You're welcome. Where can we find your book, Unstoppable?
On my website, ralph@ralphgravesjr.com, barnesandnoble.com, amazon.com. You can find Unstoppable there. 7 universal laws that'll change the way you achieve and pursue success.
And can you tell us what show you have on Wednesdays and the time?
That show is called The Unstoppable Show. That's at Wednesdays. That's on YouTube Live, Instagram Live, Facebook Live, 10 a.m. every Wednesday under Ralph Graves Jr., under my name on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And you go to YouTube, you can watch a bunch of episodes. I don't think they ever come down. But that's where I am.
That's fantastic. You're all over the place, making things happen. I love it.
Have to. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Can you, before you go, can you just tell us about your church?
My church is located at 911 Church Street in Millville, New Jersey. Name of the church is called the Cornerstone Community Church. Now, can't make it to Millville. We are a global ministry. We do have a virtual online campus, C3E cornerstone.net. That's Charlie, the number 3, E as in Echo, cornerstone.net. That's the church website. Bible study tonight at 7 p.m. I'll be on. You guys want to hop on? It's but if you want to visit us in person, it's 911 Church Street in Millville, New Jersey. You can visit us virtually online, become part of our online campus. I would love to be your pastor, Cornerstone Community Church.
And boy, can you deliver a sermon. Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, my friend. I'll see you in just a minute backstage.
All righty.
And thank you to everyone watching. Hello, Jane George Vile. Nice to have you with us. I am thrilled about our new platform. I can't talk about it enough. It's called A Better You. And you can find our shows, A Better You, Wednesdays and Thursdays right here on Business Talk Radio and social media. These are lessons, presentations from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. So each of these experts takes 15 minutes to present a lesson, something that we can take away from, that we can change our lives, that we can improve our lives, that we can better our lives, that we can be a better you. We already have that launch that's up and running since January, and we are launching a Better You University where we will house these lessons and make them available for the purchase by the public. And finally, we are planning a 10,000 person event that is going to take place in the fall of next year. And this event will be lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. We have a board meeting that's coming up this Friday, and we're going to talk about location. So we look forward to sharing that information so that you can come and join us at this amazing event. If you want to be a presenter, if you are considered an expert coach, consultant, or trusted advisor, check us out. Go to drjacalyn.com, go to abetteryou.tv, that's abetteryou.tv, and sign up to do your presentation. And we will get your message, your expertise out to the masses. That's all we have for today. Come back and see us tomorrow when it's all about dating and a better you. 2 different shows. Take care. See you later. Bye.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting. I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.